Don't do it. Now you're under arrest. Don't do it. Oh, he's got a knife. He's got a knife. Stay lethal. Stay lethal.
Here's a shocking fact about police misconduct. Many officers involved in misconduct stay on the job or move elsewhere. A 2020 investigation by USA Today found that thousands of police officers who were decertified for misconduct, such as sexual assault, excessive force, or dishonesty, were later rehired by other departments. There is no centralized national database of decertified officers accessible to all departments, allowing bad actors to continue policing elsewhere. These were moments when body cams caught cops breaking the law, starting with this officer who was seen planting drugs, even with the body cam turned on. In January 2017, a man we'll refer to as John Doe was detained for narcotics possession. The arresting officer can be seen placing a soup can, which holds a plastic bag, into a trash-strewn lot. The officer can then be seen walking to the street where he flips on his body camera.
Good, check here. Hold on.
The officer then returns to the lot and picks up the soup can, removing a plastic bag filled with white capsules. Police body cams save the 30 seconds of video prior to activation, but without audio. When the officer is first in the alley, there is no audio until 30 seconds later. When John Doe's public defender caught wind of the body cam footage, the video was flagged and it prompted the prosecutors to drop the charges. The officer's supervisor was notified. The case is currently under investigation and it's been referred to the Baltimore Police Internal Affairs Department. This next video shows an officer firing his weapon at a suspect's back while he is seen fleeing on foot. On July 7th in San Diego, California, the San Diego Police Department released body cam footage showing an officer firing 2 rounds and tasering a 44-year-old man. The suspect, Maurice Littlejohn, was suspected of committing sexual battery and then threatening officers in the Bay Terraces neighborhood, according to audio of a 911 call.
911, dispatcher 8116. I need a police officer at 386 South Meadowbrook Drive, apartment 47H. There's a neighbor across the street who's high off the drugs, and he just came into my house and stood over my bed and tried to turn me over to try to sleep with me. And right now he's outside in the parking lot yelling because he's gang affiliated with Skyline Bloods up here.
When officers arrived at the complex, Littlejohn can be seen with a cane in his right hand. An officer tells Littlejohn to drop the cane. Littlejohn can be seen pulling a knife out of his pocket.
He's got a knife. Stay lethal. Stay lethal.
The officer deploys his taser. Littlejohn is able to get free and takes off running along the walkway of the apartment complex, and 2 officers give chase. Officer Trevor Gallagher tells Littlejohn to stop and stop reaching. When Littlejohn turns around, Officer Gallagher fires 2 rounds. Both shots missed, and Littlejohn continues on foot. Shortly after the shots were fired, Littlejohn stops, turns around, and raises an object which appears to be a cell phone. 3 officers were able to take Littlejohn to the ground, where he was detained. Littlejohn suffered minor injuries and was treated. He was booked into San Diego Central Jail and charged with assault, 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, and using violence to resist arrest. Littlejohn has pleaded not guilty in San Diego Superior Court to charges including burglary, sexual battery, and resisting an officer. He remains in custody on a no-bail status. The next video shows an officer kicking a handcuffed suspect in the face while he's down.
Do this, right? We're
Stop.
done.
You're done.
Are we done now?
Roll over. You're done.
I can't.
Roll over.
I can't.
You're done.
On September 24th, 2021, Sergeant Christopher Kibbe, Sergeant Eric Huxley, and Officer Matthew Shores responded to Monument Circle in Indianapolis, Indiana after a call of disorderly conduct. According to the probable cause affidavit, the suspect, Jermaine Vaughn, can be heard being loud and disorderly and was asked to quiet down. When he didn't comply, he was handcuffed. While Vaughn was in handcuffs, body cam video shows Officer Shores forced him to the ground. While he was on his back with his hands in cuffs, body cam footage shows Sergeant Huxley kick Vaughn in the face. The affidavit notes that Vaughn suffered a laceration to his lower lip. He was charged with resisting law enforcement and disorderly conduct, but those charges were dismissed October 8, 2021. Sergeant Huxley claimed he accidentally kicked Vaughn in the face when he meant to place his foot on his shoulder. Sergeant Eric Huxley faced 2 felony charges and was suspended without pay. 2 other officers involved in the arrest were placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. The next video shows how an officer shoots an unarmed suspect in the back.
What the was that?
On April 14, 2016, Laurel police responded to a reported break-in at a property on the 900 block of Main Street. Officers arrived on the scene, sweeping windows and door frames with flashlights as they searched for the suspect.
Came out of this door.
The 20-year-old suspect, Rashawn Kerbeam, suspected of burglary, is seen inside the property. The video shows an officer cautiously opening a door before suddenly startling. In a split-second decision, the officer fires a single shot, striking Kerbeam in the back. The officer rushes towards Kerbeam, dragging him from the doorway to check for injuries. Upon seeing the gunshot wound in Kerbeam's back, the officer's panic becomes evident. He frantically administers first aid while his unconscious suspect lies motionless on the ground. Another officer is heard urging him to calm down.
Yep. Just calm down.
As the gravity of the situation sets in, Kerbeam survived his gunshot wound while a Prince George's County grand jury cleared the officer of criminal wrongdoing, ruling the shooting unintentional. The next video shows another officer once again shooting someone in the back. This time, an unarmed teenager. On July 28, 2016, Chicago police responded to a report of a stolen Jaguar in the South Shore neighborhood. Officers in 2 squad cars boxed in the vehicle under nighttime streetlights. The suspect, 18-year-old Paul O'Neill, maneuvers the vehicle around squad cars, sideswiping one patrol car and nudging a parked SUV. 2 officers stepped out of their vehicle and opened fire on the suspect car as the car speeds off. After shots are fired, the black Jaguar skids off and is seen in head-on collision with another squad car. O'Neill bolts from the wrecked vehicle, sprinting across a grassy lawn as officers give chase. 3 policemen, guns drawn, pursue him into a backyard. Seconds later, gunshots ring out, though no body cam footage captures the actual shooting. O'Neill collapses, face down, mortally wounded. An officer roughly cuffs his limp body as others stand over him, weapons still drawn. No one administers first aid while he bleeds out on the ground. A post-mortem confirmed O'Neill died from a gunshot wound to the back, a moment not seen in the released footage. 3 officers were suspended after a preliminary investigation found they violated department policy during the shooting. The next video captures the moment officers fire at a suspect who reached for his cell phone.
Hey!
On March 14, 2025, at approximately 10:20 p.m., officers from the LAPD Southeast Patrol Division initiated a traffic stop on a red Toyota erratically traveling eastbound on Imperial Highway near Broadway. The suspect, 35-year-old Mario Sanchez, was pulled over by officers taking cover behind their doors, issuing commands in both English and Spanish. Lower your windows and show your hands.
Put all your windows down.
May try Spanish?
Conductor del vehículo rojo, baja todas tus ventanas.
He was swerving in and out of lanes. He almost teased into a
Baja
car.
todas tus
And then
ventanas.
we tried to pull him over, but he stopped over here.
Pon las manos para afuera.
Instead of complaining, Sanchez exits the vehicle and steps into the spotlight's beam. The situation escalates rapidly as he shouts profanities at officers. He reaches into his waistband, pulls out a dark object, and raises it directly towards the officers. Thinking he has a weapon, officers from different angles fire multiple rounds. Sanchez collapses onto the pavement. Backup units rush in, secure the scene, and handcuff him in place. Officers immediately administered direct pressure to his wounds and called for medical assistance. Sanchez was pronounced dead at the hospital. Investigators later determined that the object he pointed was merely a cell phone. The shooting went under review by the LAPD's Force Investigation Division to assess whether the officer's perception of threat justified lethal force.
If you enjoy videos like this, please like, subscribe, and share.